I'm going to be too tall.
There you are.
Receiving audience feedback, particularly from our target audience of girls aged 16 to 24, was crucial in determining whether our music video and ancillary products were successful, as it allowed us to gain knowledge of what features make an effective piece of media and what we needed to improve. We tried to gain much feedback from our target demographic, but we also showed our media products to teenage boys to see if our video could appeal to a wider demographic soon. The first audience research we conducted was our target audience survey, asking general questions about, for example, preferences in music video style and locations. As we had already decided on a song, we asked them more specific questions regarding our genre, being indie pop, and the representation of our artists as well. The result of this survey indicated that 54% preferred narrative music videos. However, when receiving feedback from a similar group later on about whether they preferred a performance video for Be the One by Dua Lipa or the narrative music video for Radioactive by Marina and the Diamonds, both female pop artists like ours, the preference for the performance video was evident. These differing responses gave us more of a choice about which music video style to choose, but we decided upon a performance video as we felt we could execute this more effectively with the resources available to us. However, we also added in a narrative element when creating the concept for the music video by including the love interest. Furthermore, when asking about the mise-en-scène in our target audience survey, the results showed a preference for lighting, which included colour and the overall look of the video. A similar liking was reflected later on in our survey when the music video for Troye Sivan's Youth, which includes interesting lighting and a use of fairy lights, received the highest rank in the ranking question given. We also found out what our audience didn't like from this ranking question because Ariana Grande's focus was disliked for being generic and boring, so this was something we tried to avoid when planning our video and artist branding. The survey results also showed a liking to girly, minimalist clothing and having at least 2 locations in the music videos. Based on these results, we decided to dress our artists in fashionable simple clothing like mesh tops and combine this with glitter makeup to make her style more fun and girly. We also decided to use 3 different locations in the video, but had to pick these based on the lighting choices, like projections and spotlights we decided to include due to the positive feedback about the lighting. Overall, all the decisions made because of this target audience feedback indicates how we learned and adapted to our audience's preferences.
We then started receiving feedback on work we had already created, starting with an early rough cut of our music video. This was shown only to females in our age demographic and provided us with positive feedback about the general concept, locations, and the projections. However, they said that the lip syncing was out and the video was repetitive and the colours looked weird at times. We immediately started fixing the lip syncing after receiving this feedback and tried to think of ways to make the video less repetitive, and this led us to adding more effects like mirroring and ghosting. Finally, we added colour corrections to shots with colours that were a bit off, such as the shots with the lyrics painted on the road red and chrome, as this shot looked more orange than red and the black background looked grey due to our camera not picking up the colour properly. The next set of feedback we received was for Rough Cut 3 and included 2 girls and 4 boys. The girls liked the colours of the video, indicating that we'd successfully fixed this problem. They also felt the effects made it engaging and enjoyed that Gigi was consistently the focal point. The boys praised the editing as well, particularly the ghosting and overlapping, liked the overall visuals and commented that the video looked professional. However, the titles at the beginning were disliked as we had used an image that looked a lot more blurry in the actual video than it had in the production process. The lip syncing was still not perfect, and one person commented that we should expand our aesthetic with more editing techniques. One boy also felt that the narrative involving the love interest was unclear. So for our 4th rough cut, we found a font on Final Cut Pro that mirrored the design of a neon sign, which linked to the ancillary products we were in the process of making. This looked significantly better than the image we had originally used, and the colour matched the red of the first shot more so than the pink font we had previously used, adding more cohesion. We also decided to adjust some of the overlappings in the video as the feedback indicated the editing was significant, so we wanted it to be perfect. This included moving one of our dancing shots to one side of the frame so it didn't overlap with a close-up of our artist Gigi singing. The lip syncing continued to be fixed in upcoming rough cuts as well until we felt that it was perfected in the final cut of our actual music video. However, we couldn't do much about the one person who didn't understand the love interest presence, but we did decide to take it as a positive that everyone else understood it. If we could have changed it, we would have changed his positioning and maybe even his styling to make his appearance more engaging and understandable for audiences. Receiving this feedback had a significant impact on our music video as it alerted us to issues we may not have noticed or been too biased to acknowledge. It also showed us what was positive about our video, so we knew what was worth keeping and appealing to our target audience. The feedback also indicated that our audience could go even further more than teenage females to teenage males, as all the boys responded positively to the video. This leads us to believe that we created a successful product, particularly in terms of editing and lighting. The experience of receiving feedback was overall a very positive one for my group that helped us be productive in fixing anything that wasn't appealing enough. Our portfolio definitely benefited from it, and if we were to work together or individually on another media product, we would ask for audience feedback in the same way. Overall, it taught us about the importance of mise en scene, as ours was well received because we put a lot of planning into it, and the significance of making narrative elements clear, which wasn't universally agreed upon. In terms of editing, we learned how to use new features of Final Cut Pro because our audience feedback, and as doing this helped in keeping the video engaging and visually appealing for them.
Finally, we received ancillary feedback from our initial drafts on a smaller scale than for the music videos, so we could work towards our final ones being the most effective they could be. So, firstly, in terms of our front cover, our audience liked the general idea of keeping it minimalist and just showing our artist illuminated in coloured spotlights, commenting that she looked mysterious, which intrigued them. They also generally liked the picture and recognised it from the rough cuts of our music video. So we knew we didn't need to change the composition, but they did say that the colours of the spotlight on Gigi and the one chosen for our album name, Glow, didn't match and looked like too much of a contrast. So we used colour correction to make the font more red toned so it was more visually appealing. One person in the audience feedback said they felt the font should have been the same, but we felt the different fonts were suitable, as the font for Glow is bold and the font for Gigi looks more personal and handwritten, which links to the purposes of each. We also decided to add a border as the feedback indicated the front cover needed something to tie it all together. The other ancillary we asked feedback for was our promotional poster. We initially used a photograph taken at our third filming location, including projections, and had our artists posed in front of projections of fireworks. Despite this being linked to our music video, our audience said it didn't create synergy amongst our other ancillary products, being a very different colour and overall style. So we made another draft using the same photograph as seen on our front cover to present immediate synergy. We also kept all the same fonts and text colours through all our ancillary products, so it's clear all the ancillary products are intertwined and belong together. As with the music video, the feedback from our ancillary products played an important role in our development of the Digipack, particularly with the promotional poster. The front cover of our Digipack was just adapted based on what our audience wanted in terms of colour schemes particularly, but our promotional poster was altered completely due to their feedback, demonstrating how much we, as a group, valued their opinions in the post-production process. This led to a much more cohesive Digipack with all the elements intertwined in a professional manner as we wanted. Overall, receiving the feedback on our ancillary products significantly improved our work and was a positive learning experience for our group.